Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and today I found a nice little treat that I am eagerly anticipating building, and that is the new Firefight Marauder Commandos from Mantic Games. Now yes, these are labeled Firefight, but if you're an old one like me, and we're around in the heady early days of Kickstarter and backed Mantic's Deadzone, you may remember some of these Marauders from way back then. And yeah, I painted this guy probably circa, what, 2010, 11, 12, 13? Definitely not within the last 5 or 6 years. But things have come a long way in terms of both sculpting, materials, Kickstarter in general, the world in general. But I have a real soft spot for these. And funny enough, sadly enough, both myself and Sparkletrout have multiple Deadzone warbands painted, and I don't think any of them have ever been used in an official Mantic game yet, which is sad. We've played plenty of Mantic games, don't get me wrong. We've had a lot of fun with the various board games. They tend to get used in other skirmish level stuff, but that's not to say that the quality of the figures isn't there. One of these days, right? What, Deadzone's on its 3rd edition, Firefight's on its 2nd or 3rd. That's okay, though. So in this box, we're going to get 10 plastic Marauders, not the rustic, resin-like plastic that we used to see. So we have weapon options, flamethrower, and what, heavy stubber, machine gun, whatever you want to call it. And then we have some alternate builds, the Commandant, Leader, Sergeant, whatever you want to call it, and a very commando-ish commando. Close combat, okay. So much like most of the modern Mantic boxes, we have the inner tray. No more of the old clamshell VCR cases. VHS cases, I should say. Bases. A nice and standard Mantic material. So it looks like we have 2 unique sprues. We have the body sprue. So, I don't know, for you converters, sadly, you have both the torso and the legs already attached. Would have been nice to have them separate, but I'm not going to be fussed about it too much. We have 5 body types. So, you know, obviously these are repeats. Up here we have a set of pistols. I am almost assuming we have enough... Okay. Got an old school looking orc axe there. 2, 4, 6 pistols at least on this one. And I haven't even looked at the other one. And then at least 5 of the claws on this one, along with the cybernetic one. Not sure what these hands are for, but that's okay. We'll figure things out. Assault rifles of various, well, standard issue. Ammo belt. Taking a look at the other sprue. Okay, it looks like we have another set of 5 claws and another set of 5 guns. Okay, that's good. So you could build a close combat style commando squad completely out of this. If you want a 10-man, you know, saboteur type 1, that is entirely doable. This looks to be the heavy machine gun. There is the flamethrower. Various empty hands. Did we see this? Looks like a rocket launcher. Wasn't aware of that. Okay, these guns look different than those guns, but I don't know how they're different. Some knife hands, kind of cool. And a whole slew of orky heads. Just kind of nice. Not super uniform, but you'll notice that unlike the old ramshackle, everything in the kitchen sink type approach of orcs, these guys look quite, you know, high-tech for orcs and actually pretty organized and functional in what they're bringing to the battlefield. I like the rebreather heads, but I always like rebreather heads. So are those the same? No, that one looks like it's got a helmet. That one is just wearing like a face mask. And the dogs somehow got in. And they're busy fighting. Okay. Well, it looks like we got a nice little spread of stuff. And I'm going to assume that, and I haven't even checked yet because I just saw these. I was like, get those. We're probably going to see some resin options for even more heavy weapons or specialist type units in the future. So we'll be keeping our eyes peeled. But in the meantime, I'm going to get these built. And where did I put my old school buddy? And we'll see how he stacks up. I still like this guy. I literally, I think, have the entire Marauder warband painted. Even the weird... No, I didn't get the gun train track, whatever, painted. But anyways, okay. Let me get these built. I'll stop rambling. All right. We got our Marauder Commandos all done. See? Yeah. We got these done a long time ago. You can see by their lack of any kind of basing details. These are like Gen 1 Kickstarter era. And I love them. Very basic, very simple. You know what? Sometimes that's okay, but we got to get with the times, don't we? Let's grab some. I have a pile of stuff here. So overall, I'm happy. They're a lot chunkier. They're a lot thicker, but that brings its own issues as well. And you can see here, like on the sides especially, things just kind of exist. They merge and stretch and just kind of go on. And the detail there is not very discernible. From the front, great. Yeah, we got some mold lines we need to deal with. From the back, no issues really. Those sides, though, you can see like the pouches just kind of like absorb themselves into his uniform. It's kind of weird. The armor here, or his shirt, just kind of, I don't know where it goes. This is the same issue I had with the salamanders. The original plastic kit back when that was on Kickstarter too. Concept I really, really like, but I feel like it just got executed not at the level I'm going to be pleased with. They're not bad looking, and I think, you know what, obviously with some paint, it's going to be fine. But it's just that it's a big irritation for me. Now, we do need to point out the fact that you can build a variety, and I just realized that he's got two different sleeves on. Silly me. Most of the arms actually will match up. They've got a matching pair of sleeves. So you have enough goodies to build yourself the close combat specialists, the typical grunt commandos, and there are quite a few special weapons on the sprue as well, which is always a nice touch. I'm assuming that's where the belt-fed ammo is supposed to go. There were no real directions, but it's not like I couldn't tell. I'm assuming this guy is supposed to be putting a new clip in. Yes, I need to clean it up a little bit better there. Deal with it. I know I have mold lines right up and down that head there. We'll get that dealt with. So definitely a lot bulkier, heavier clothes, heavier gait to them. Height-wise, not a huge difference. Still a little bit of that hunched over look, if that's something you like. Where is my usual booty strutting orc? I don't know where he is. Did I put him away? No, why would I put him away? You shake that thing. Ooh, look at your bad self. Look at the curves on this guy. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what to say. I've never been a fan of those old GW boys. You boys just ain't no good. I like the running pose. Assault rifles. I was gonna say, I thought I built a couple more special weapons. Here we go. Flamethrower. Complete with goggles and rebreather. Interesting that there's just a big hunk of plastic between there. So like I said earlier, there's 5 different bodies. Plenty of head variations. Oh, and funny enough, so I ran out really quickly, and I don't have all 10 there. I don't know where the rest are. And I was like, you know what? I'm not content. I need more. Again, I need to clean those mold lines on the heads. I had a bunch of leftover rift-forged orc bodies. So check this out. They work perfect. I mean, obviously, the armor is a little bit more ornate and elaborate, but who knows? Maybe these are just like, you know, Custodes-style Marauder Commandos. I don't know. They're like the Royal Guard. I don't know. The blinged-out Commanders. I don't know why this guy makes me think of a Gene Stealer. I think with the cyborg claw, the bald head, the hunched-over look. But this is also with the rift-forged orc body. So just an interesting idea if you've got access to those. You might want to see what kind of other crazy concoctions you guys can come up with. You're curious how they stack up. I don't know where my enforcers are. I've got a full squad painted somewhere. They're a little bit shorter than a old-fashioned Marine. A little bit bigger than a, well, malnourished Cawdor Necromunda Ganger, but just to give you an idea. With a Stargrave person, be they human or whatnot. No, I was going to say that's not a WizKids figure, that's a Reaper figure. I knew that. Let's see what other things people might want to compare them with. The old Ripper suit. This thing has not grown on me over the years, and I actually have a really cool alternative that I just saw the other day, so I'm going to have to show that off. Expect that very soon after this, probably within the coming few days. The Primaris Marine is a little bit larger. Iron Jaws are bigger, but that's just modern GW for you. The Ugoks from Papsicles are significantly larger. You might want to... I think they'd actually fit in pretty good. Now, obviously, these guys have a bit more Colonial Marine style weaponry, and they're also 3D printed, but something to think about there as well. So, overall, I'm of two minds here. It's like, I like all the options. I like the variance in terms of what you end up with. I think for a squad of 10, there's a lot of fun to be had here. Good mix of weapons. It's a Beast Snagga. Actually, they're just about the same. Someday I'll finish that video. I started a video on Beast Snaggas, and I've never finished any of them. And I've got like 4 different kits laying around. Alright, we're not talking about Beast Snaggas. We're talking about Marauder Commandos. So, I think for the price, if you can get them for a good deal, and usually Mantic's got pretty good deals, especially with their plastics and especially with their starter sets for games like Deadzone. If you get a bundle or something, I think there's going to be a lot of fun to be had here. Pretty straightforward builds. I think due to the way the bodies are constructed, they're nice and flat on the sides. So if you wanted, you could probably convert whatever kind of weapons or arms you want to put on these guys with no real issues. If you want to do like I do and start fantasying some of them up, mix and match, I think there's a lot of potential to be had there. I think the only thing that really bugs me is just that somewhat lack of definition on the edges of the molds. Some bodies fare worse than others, and again, I don't know if that's going to be as much of an issue, like where my thumb is here, once it's painted, because at least with the color, that's going to give it a little bit more definition. So I'm going to hold judgment on that. And I'll wait and see how things turn out once I've got them painted. And I'm looking at these guys, and I don't see that issue so much, but they're smaller also. And these are also plastics from Mantic, if you're not familiar with the Vanguard stuff. Anyways, I will put a link down below. Do check out Deadzone. Cool game that I have barely ever played, even though I've studied the rules inside and out. There's a lot of fun models to be had there. Mantic always comes up with the cool stuff. So, with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye!